Welcome to Small Business, Big Network, the podcast for small business owners who want big results from their networking. I'm Liz Drury, a freelance voiceover artist who knows that if you're not working, then networking could help. Suprina Hilaire is the founder of MSA Skincare, and she makes vegan skincare products by hand. She says she likes to network face-to-face so people can smell and touch her products. Thank you very much for being my guest on the podcast today, Suprina.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, your current business is all about skincare, which we'll talk about in a minute. But first of all, tell me about your background, what you've studied, what you've worked as in the past, how you came to be where you are now.
So my background is actually in teaching. So I started off as an assistant primary school teacher, done that for about 20 years. And I think basically after going through like an emotionally draining divorce, I literally wanted to find myself and find out who I was. So I went back to something I had previously studied, which was aromatherapy and skincare. And so that was the beginning of MSA Skincare.
Wow. And what was it in particular that drew you to skincare, do you think?
So I was never a big skincare enthusiastic. So I basically was just a simple girl. I used to use simple wipes and cream. But basically after that emotionally draining time, my skin started to break out. I just started to go through lots of different issues with my skin, my face, my neck. Everything was just causing a few problems. So at that time, I literally went to the doctors, loads of steroid creams, which just got really annoying. And I just thought there's got to be something different. I'm not putting all these chemicals in my skin because, you know, it varied from let's go with the 1%, let's go for the 1.2, let's go with 1.5, let's go with 2%. And it was too much. So that was the point where I thought, there's got to be something else. And that was what I thought about and said, right, let's do some skincare.
Yeah. And so where did you look for help and advice and guidance on what you should be doing?
So I think it was years before I had kids, I actually studied aromatherapy. I decided to kind of look back into some of those books and thought, okay, let's go with that. And I signed up for a skincare formulation course and thought, let's learn for myself. And, you know, maybe I can make some stuff that will help me, that's pure and natural. And I took the course. Bear in mind, I did take that course in 2015 and it wasn't until, 2019 when I decided to start.
And so tell me about the things that you make and what do you make them from?
So, I make all the products are vegan. They're all handmade. So I have a face range. So the whole full complete face routine. So cleanser, toner, moisturizer, serum, also a mask. And then I have a few body products, so the body butter and shower gel, and also bath salts. And they're all handmade by me, and I use normal plant-based ingredients and oils, just keeping it pure and natural, and only essential oils to fragrance.
Yeah. And where do you source your ingredients from?
So I make sure that they're all organic. So I have a couple of suppliers, and most of them are fair trade. And I'm very, very, very careful about suppliers. So making sure that they're ethically sourced, sustainable, and all our packaging are sort of basically recyclable or made from paper. So they're easily recyclable. Glass jars, again, they can be recycled, and the labels are made from grass paper.
Oh, interesting. And so what kind of quantities are you able to make if you're even doing it by hand?
So I tend to make a batch of 20 at a time. So for me, it's not too bad. I can do that. So looking to scale up. So.
And I know you also work with Neal's Yard, don't you? Why this company in particular?
So they were the company that basically I had started working as a home consultant with. So a few years before I actually started doing my own products, I was working as a home consultant for them. And again, their ethics are really, really good, say sustainable, nice, natural products. And so I started working with them, and I have been doing that for the past 8 years. So everything I've learned has come from there, and obviously my skincare formulation course.
So tell me what difference it made to your skin once you started to use the products that you'd made for yourself.
So I basically definitely saw a difference with the reduce of the rashes and that were coming up. And it wasn't just for me, it's more, and this is the same sort of ethics I have with my business, it's more of a holistic approach. So it was just, wasn't just looking at me just rubbing some creams on my
Yeah.
skin and that was it.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more of like what I'm eating, what I'm putting into the body. So basically supplements, and then looking at my skincare routine, or getting a skincare routine because I didn't actually have one. So it was looking at that a lot more and going a bit deeper into looking at those. And so yeah, that definitely, I definitely saw results, and the stress obviously, that once that reduced, things started calming down.
Yeah. So let's talk about a routine then. What kind of routine should we be having?
So yes, I would recommend basically 4 steps. So I would say you definitely start off with your cleansing, most important. So I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't have time for skincare," and this is one of my ethics and one of my sort of modes that I have. So basically, I'm like, make the skincare routine an enjoyable experience. So I would always say start off with your cleanser. Very important to cleanse your skin, get that done, and you start with a nice clean palette. Toner, which a lot of people like to miss, but it does actually balance back your pH levels on your face and take off anything else that would be left over, so any kind of residual dirt that would be left on your face.
Yeah.
You then go with your serum. Some people like to use a facial oil, so serum or facial oil. I always like to say that the serum is like your bra, so it's always good to wear that underneath. And then you would go with your moisturizer, which is like the putting your top and your top protection on. Once or twice a week, give yourself a treat, exfoliate, so you don't, get the whole build up of,
Yeah.
get rid of all the build up on there. And then also a mask, which again can help get rid of all the pollutions. And that's it.
And how long should the routine be taking, do you think?
I would say you need at least 7 minutes. You could probably, some people could do it in 5 if you wanted, because I know loads of people like to say, okay, I don't have time for all of that. Especially doing morning and evening. So I would definitely recommend morning to evening. So with it, if you've got 5 minutes in the morning, that should be no problem for you to do that routine. And obviously you're doing your mask and your exfoliation just once or twice a week. So save it for the weekend, or sometimes I like to do a midweek pamper.
Yeah, yeah. So not as long as people might think then, that everyone
Yeah.
can find 5 minutes, can't they?
Yes, I think so.
So tell me about your customers. Who are your customers, and where are your customers?
So I like to say that I help basically time poor women with their skincare rituals. So it's obviously making it a more enjoyable experience. So I know everybody has skin, but some people where they reach a certain age. So once I reached part 40 plus, it was like, okay, I really need to start looking at this.
Yeah.
So anybody from the age of like 35 going up to 55 that's ready to say, right, I need to have a skincare routine, this is what I've got to do, and noticing a bit of a difference in their skin. So I would say those are my people.
Yeah. And where are they? Are they local to you? Are they all over the UK or all over the world?
Well, I would definitely say they are local to me. I mean, there are people who are a bit further out. So at the moment, obviously, I offer facials as well, which I think helps give the sort of whole experience as well. So most local people, it would only be local people who would be
Yes.
able to benefit from those. But on my website, I do sell anywhere in the UK. So, yeah.
So tell me about the facial experiences then.
Okay, so yeah, I also took on and done some facial course, and so basically you can, as we say, not only just get the the products, but you can also come and get a facial experience. So I do a couple of different facials, from the express facial, which is just if you need a quick refresh, or you got a night going out for the night, yeah, you can come and get a refresh. Then I do 2 signature facials. So I've got a holistic one, which is your general signature facial, and obviously I have a bespoke facial as well, where you hand make, well, where I hand make a mask for you and an exfoliation. So that's another one. And then I also do a facelift massage. So I think it's all about the natural lifting without the Botox or the injections or anything like that. So this is a nice massage using the gua sha tool and facial massage. So boosting up the circulation and just naturally lifting the skin.
Oh, tell me about the tool. What does that do?
So it's a gua sha tool. It's it's an ancient Chinese tool that's been used. I mean, for those who haven't seen it, it's a bit hard to describe, but yes, so basically it's a little tool. I actually use a metal one, so there are lots of different ones going around. I know there is, you sort of get the rose quartz ones and things like that. So it's a small little tool, and basically it's got a nice shape which can kind of go around the angles of the face. So for instance, where you start off at the bottom with the chin, and so it's literally I would be putting on some oil just to make sure that the skin's not being dragged, and then just start using it starting from the chin upwards, and you just lift everything up. And it's a really nice relaxing tool. I like to keep it cool, so it helps with circulation as well, and bringing any swelling down, can help with jaw tension. So it's a really good one, and all around the eyes as well, so it can help with puffiness, reducing that. But it's a really good ritual to do.
Sounds lovely. I wish I was a bit nearer to you. Do you have a favourite product that you make?
I would say that would probably be a bit hard, going between two, but I do love the serum. I feel that because I've suffered with dry skin, I feel that is the one that I always feel really, really nice when I put that on. So even though I've done my cleansing and my toner, when I come to put the serum on, it's always like, oh yes, this is so nice. It's just like just rubbing that in and feel so nice and smooth and moisturised after putting that on.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Now, I know you said that your clients are primarily time-poor women. Would products for men be different? Is their skin different to women's skin?
So it is a little different, especially if they have beards and things like that. But I guess it depends, because we are seeing a lot more men now having a skincare routine. So the products would work for men as well. It wouldn't be any problem. I mean, I wouldn't suggest rubbing the oil into your beard, but I mean, it can be done, but I would say get something specific for that. But yes, men could use it, and there wouldn't be any issues.
So let's turn to the networking now. Then, how do you like to network for your business?
So I do like going out and networking with people, especially other small businesses. I think it's really good, because I think there's so much small businesses out there that people just don't know about. I've met so many. I actually do have, I basically have a little club that has some networking events every month or two. And so I basically go there. This one is mainly women, but it's really nice. We have a lunch. Brunch, as you would call it, and we just literally sit down and just talk about lots of different things to do with businesses, make loads of connections, and it's just really nice to be able to do that.
Yeah. And what would you say that your business has got from doing the networking?
So I've met a good few people. I have definitely been able to connect with some people. I've done collaborations, like giveaways with them, just been in talks, and I've even bought off of some of the small businesses, which I think is amazing. And then sometimes I do like to share them in my newsletter that I send out weekly. I do like to share and say, oh, found this the other day. They're amazing, brilliant. So it has really helped me.
Yeah. And if you're going to an in-person network, do you take some of your products along for people to try?
Sometimes I do. So I've actually sponsored one of the events, so everyone got some in their goodie bag. But I do always like to take my business cards. That's definitely a must. And yeah, sometimes if people do ask about products, yes, they can get one. Otherwise, I do tend to. I will say to people, book in with a 15-minute consultation with me, so then I can have a little bit of a talk with them in general about that. So, but yes.
Yeah. And why would you recommend networking to other small business owners?
I think it's just amazing because, yeah, we're all small business owners, but we can't do it by ourselves. It's so good to be able to network with people, to talk to other people who are in the same position as you are and people who get it. So I think it's just amazing to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's great to have that support, isn't it?
Yes.
With other people who know what you're going through.
Yes, definitely.
And do you do any online networking as well as going to physical meetings?
So I do a couple of webinars and stuff, and I am joined to a couple of groups, and sometimes they have like online sort of networking things like that. So I have attended a couple of those as well. Yes.
Yeah, and do you find that those are as good, or would you rather be networking face to face?
I think I do like the idea of face to face. Me personally, I feel that when you talk to somebody and they see you, it's so much better. And especially with my products with skincare, it's very hard to describe to people, okay, so this is a lovely deep orange balm and rub it in here, and they just need to smell it. I mean, it's just like food, I guess. Yeah, they need to smell it, feel it.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you need to be able to smell it, and that's just not possible online. Well, not at the moment, anyway.
Yeah.
So, how do you? How can people find your products if they're interested in buying from you?
So I do have a website, and that is www.msaskincare.com. So we're online. So you can go on there, you can buy the products. You can also book in to do the facial experiences. I am actually launching today the virtual consultation. So basically it's a skin assessment. So that is something you can do. So if you're not in my local area, you can still access my products and my expertise, so you can do that. I'm also on Instagram at MSA Skincare UK, and also on Facebook as well.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much for being my guest this morning. As I say, I wish I was a bit nearer to you because your product sounds lovely, and I would love to come for a bit of a pamper. So yeah, thanks very much for being here with me this morning.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Small Business, Big Network. If you found this podcast useful, please do rate, review and subscribe. And don't forget to share it with the rest of your network too.